Thank you, Ethan. So we have with us today two of our freshmen that started their careers off very well. Reagan's won 2 events and shot 11 under par both of them. And yesterday, Reagan Cheney from Ardmore, Oklahoma. And then Maddie Cavis from Ardmore as well shot 10 under in a tournament this week to win by 7 shots. So Reagan finished that. So thank y'all very much. We'll send them on their way so they can go be students.
All right, last time I saw these ladies was yesterday as I was handing them trophies at their tournament. They're having a heck of a year. Now go to class and do something great.
Thank you, and they're also very smart.
All right, well, there you go, no pressure. Well, it is great to have you back. This time last year, we really just weren't doing much of anything. In fact, golf was the only sport that we were playing. We had an entire fall of sort of sitting around and wondering what the future held. And then we had a spring where we tried to play every single sport that we sponsor at the same time. And that wasn't much fun either, other than really being able to have an opportunity to see our kids do what they love to do. So we're in the midst of volleyball and cross country and soccer, and we have played, I think I counted, we've had 7 golf tournaments between the men and the women, and we've won 6 of them. So not only do we have some, I guess I got to give the golf plug because we're not hearing from golf today. So if there's anything else, Marty or Andy, that you want me to plug, let me know. But one thing that stands out to me really has just been freshmen. These 2 young women are freshmen. And we have 2 or 3 guys on the men's team that are freshmen as well. In fact, there are 6 on the women's golf team. A couple of things coming up, and then I'm going to turn it over to Chris Maxson, who's sort of going to lead our program today. One is the Sports Spectacular. The Sports Spectacular has long been the biggest, most important fundraising event of the year for our athletic department. That's coming up in just 12 days. It's Monday, March 25th. This is an event that we have postponed at least 3 times now. This was originally going to be held about a year and a half ago. At this event, we have an auction, we have dinner. We're going to be honoring Al Eschbach, who is for his contributions to sports in Oklahoma. We'd love to have you join us. If you have an item that you wanted to donate for our auction, we'd be thrilled to accept that as well. If you can't join us, let's say you live in Little Rock, Arkansas, and you don't want to drive back for our event, no worries, because you can bid on any of our auction items online, and we'll have all of that information and links that we'll be sending out to you, so look for that. Final reminder for me is that for 15 years we have done a canned food drive in the fall to benefit Skyline Urban Ministry. And Skyline is a great organization in our community. They used to be located just right over here at St. Anthony Hospital, but they devote themselves to help underserved people in our community. We as an athletic department for all of these years have had one event that we all contribute to, and it's our canned food drive. So we would ask that you think about trying to help us with that, which is really as simple as bringing 4 or 5 cans of green beans or whatever else you might have. If you're part of a service group or some other club, maybe you can encourage those people to be involved as well. But over the years, we have raised more than 100,000 pounds of food, and we've done a lot of good to help people who need it. And so we would invite you to be a part of that. All right, enough of the general comments. Now we can hear specifically from some of our coaches, and leading that conversation today is our Associate Athletic Director, Chris Maxson.
So I'm going to introduce you to 4 of our coaches who are new to campus. We also have one coach that's not so new to campus, but she only got to play 6 games last season. Brenda is suffering from a little bit of laryngitis. They started practice, and so I guess she's yelled so much that she can't talk so well. So, Brenda, you want to introduce your guest for today? I'll give you a mic so you don't have to shout.
Hey guys, I'm so glad all of you came out. I would like to introduce Ashley Hopper and her mom Angie. They are with us from Little Rock, Arkansas today. We are trying to convince her to be a star next year. So glad to have her with us.
All right, so the first coach I'm going to call up is our new men's wrestling coach, Justin Ensign. He got here, I guess, just a couple of months ago, so he's kind of, not even that, he is still trying to fill out the team, and Justin, I'll have you come up. Here's a couple of questions to kind of lead you here. Talk about your background and your path to OCU.
Okay. Well, I'm probably not too many people in the room from the Northeast, but I originally from Southern New Jersey. I wrestled at Wagner College. It's a small mid-major Division I school in New York City. But one thing, it's very similar. The demographic students with similar degree programs, all that stuff in a big city. So it's very similar. Kind of gives me a home field being here at OCU. And then from there, after I wrestled as assistant coach for a year, I moved to University of Central Missouri, Division II school. I was assistant there for a couple of years, and then spent 11 years as the head coach for the Mules, and just super pumped to be here.
What would you say is your style as a coach?
I think mentally I try to, kind of have we're all in this together mentality. That's something I learned from just reading different coaching books, things like that. You hear that's kind of how NFL coaches kind of approach things. But one thing is you get at the college level, you get guys from all different backgrounds, whether they're transferred from other schools, whether they're from big schools, small schools, different states. So I think just kind of taking everybody, getting on the same page, and taking what they do well, and trying to make it better. And wrestling is a sport. It's not like the NFL where coaches are calling plays. It's they're out there on their own, so making sure that they're best prepared as possible, and making sure they're ready to go.
You've spent a little bit of time with the team, some workouts. What are your impressions? And here are some people that maybe are standing out for you.
So this is our second week of our 24 weeks, our official practice. So I've had a little bit of time to get to know the guys. There's only 15 guys on the roster this year, which I think coming in kind of late, like I did. My first day was after Labor Day. I think it's good having small groups. I get to know them pretty well individually. One thing I will say is, I was a first year head coach once before, or the new guy once before. These guys have been awesome. They've been receptive. They've been working hard. They're not fighting me on things. They're excited. And I know maybe part of that's kind of the COVID thing where last year we really didn't get to compete much here or where I was at. So I think the guys are hungry. We have 4 guys who placed at the national tournament before that. Chase Vincent, Connor Holman, Bryce McDaniel, or John McDaniel, Bryce's brothers, and all married here. And then Easton Rendelman, who placed last year. So it's been nice to have those guys kind of leading the way. On top of, we've got 2 other guys who've been in the national tournament before. So they got a good senior upper level group kind of leading things. And we've got 5 pretty good freshmen that are showing they're very capable to do well and do well right away.
Before I ask you something about the personal side of your life, when's the season open up?
As of right now, I know the schedule's kind of messy with dealing with some coaches changes and other schools in our conference and things like that. But we're going to open the season at the Falcon Invitation at Friends University in Wichita, November 6th. So that's for sure on our calendar, and we're just getting guys ready for that.
All right. So the last thing I'm going to ask is something people may not know about you. Talk about your marathon running, your ultra marathon running.
Yeah, I did run the Oklahoma City Marathon the other week, and I'm not on Frazer's level with the running. I'm not good enough to even walk on his team, but years ago, my wife signed up for a half marathon. I was like, "You're gonna do this? I'll do it. I'm tough. I wrestled in college. I'm an athlete, and I've lost 20 pounds with it. It's got me on the better mindset. It's made me a better coach. It's exciting to train for things again. I was not prepared because of, moving here, all this other stuff. I skipped some runs. I used it as a way to, I would be disappointed in myself if I was my coach, because I definitely used to wait a week a lot. But yeah, I did complete it, and it was a lot of fun. I must say this is one of the best marathons, probably the best organized one I've run. But yeah, I've run races twice as long before. Just I enjoy challenging myself, and I got a 9-month-old daughter now, so it's a little harder to find the time to train for these things and keep my wife happy. But I do enjoy pushing myself, doing challenges, and no, I'm not very fast, not BQ ready yet.
So my son ran in the same race, so he's sandbagging because I found his bib number and I watched him and he was flying. But he keeps telling me how horrible he did, but he was moving.
It was my second slowest ever, so I'm beating myself. Classen, I run out here all the time. Northwest Classen kicked my butt, and I run out there. I should know better.
Last thing, anybody have questions from the crowd?
So when's the first match here? You said you're going to friends.
Yeah, I think looks like we might have our first thing on the schedule. I think we might have some early December where we're at the program that has a women's team. So I'm going blank on the date, but probably think early December. Actually, I don't know if anything until probably January home as of now. Like I said, I'm dealing with trying to get some of these teams in our qualifier schedule. And it's kind of weird. We've got some teams that Wayland Baptist doesn't have a coach and some other ones, so we're trying to get that figured out. But we'll for sure. We're not running the OCU Open this year because my predecessor really did a good job. But we had 2 teams coming, so I know usually that's a good kickoff of the season. So still working on the schedule. That's part of the deal coming in late. I wanted to change some things and put our guys in position that where we can get ourselves good bids to nationals and stuff. So it may not be till December, January, so we're on. But yeah.
Anyone else? All right, thanks, Jeff. So while Justin's season is to come, our next new coach, they've already started. So call up our rowing coach, Cory Conzemius. And I said that. So kind of same thing, Cory. Tell us about your background and kind of what got you here.
Yeah, so I started rowing my freshman year of college with basketball, golf, really growing up, and then changed over in college. It's kind of taken over my life since. I rowed and coxed for 2 years each in college, and then have been rowing competitively since and coaching. So pretty much been coaching since 2008. High school level, middle school level, a little bit at the collegiate level as well. Started up 3 different rowing programs from scratch. So it's been fun building up new programs, seeing them succeed over the course of time, even looking back at them now and see what position are they in 5-10 years after I started them. So I've kind of been all up and down, East Coast, Florida, North Carolina, DC. Most recently I was in Madison, Wisconsin, coaching a youth program there, and then moved down here in September.
All right, so you have had the head of the Oklahoma a couple of weeks ago. So being able to have that experience, we talk about the results there, but also kind of your team and what to expect.
Yeah, so we had, basically I came in and got started right away, going mid-September, picked it up with our practices and everything. We have a small program this year, 9 guys, 2 girls on our team currently. So it's been nice having a small group. I think as Justin had mentioned, you get to know the athletes a lot more in that small setting, and can really build the culture of the program there. We had our first race after a few weeks of practice here down at the Devon Boathouse, and it was a good opportunity. I think it gave our guys a chance to see kind of where their speed is as we go forward through the rest of the fall and into the spring, and our girls as well. Even being a smaller program with just 2 girls gives them an opportunity to see, where do they stand now, what do they have to do as they go forward. So it was a very successful regatta. Our women's singles, lightweight single took first. Our men's boats took first and second in the 4, and then first in the 8. So it was a good way to start the season as I look forward.
What's on the horizon in the spring? What are your aspirations and travel and those types of things?
Yeah, upcoming, and I think it's a good opportunity. Next weekend we'll be up in Boston, Massachusetts for the Head of the Charles. We'll get to see the best of the best from the whole United States at that race. So Ruthie Lacey will be racing in the women's lightweight single, and then we have men's 4 competing as well. We returned all of our current athletes are returners from last year. So it's nice that they have that experience. And then our entire men's 4 from the IRA championships last year returns. So they're looking to build off of that success that they had there, as well as our women's lightweight double, who took 3rd last year at IRA. Just continuing to build from what they had last spring and see where it can take them this spring.
All right, so kind of same question. What's something that people would not know about you on the personal side?
Well, I've also ran a lot of marathons over the course of my career, so that's something.
You're a golfer, right?
Golf as well. I think I've always been active in everything. I actually went to college to play golf originally, and then they cut the program. So that led me to where I am today. So kind of a weird setup.
Anybody have questions for Cory? All right, catch him down the river. Thanks, Cory. All right, third on the docket is somebody who's in the middle of his season 2, the man who heads up our cross-country and track programs, Mr. Frezer Legesse. All right, start off the same way as everybody else. Talk about your background.
Okay, yeah, so my background started at Oklahoma City High School in Oklahoma City called US Bank High School. In terms of running, I was I started late. It was senior year, slowly got into it, and then went on to go to OU, graduated from University of Oklahoma, and then ran professional for 6-7 years as a distance runner, mainly miler, 1500. And then got into coaching. I was with OCU 2017 through 2018 as a volunteer, and then I was coaching at Oklahoma Baptist University as a head cross-country and assistant track coach. And then by the way, when this opportunity came up, ended up out here. So I'm excited to be here. This has been something that's been a big goal of mine, to be in Oklahoma City, to be part of this community, so I'm excited to be here.
So beyond kind of that overall excitement, anything specific that you're excited about, especially as we're in cross-country season?
So yeah, I mean, we do have a very competitive and nationally ranked both men and women team right now. Our men's are ranked number 7 in the nation. Our women's are ranked 20th in the nation. We've had lots of success from individual aspect. We have a guy that was at the Olympics. It was unfortunate for him not to be able to compete due to an off-season drug testing he wasn't able to do, but he is an Olympian from Morocco. So we do have, probably I would say the second best cross-country team across all divisions in Oklahoma. Everybody respects us and knows the program. So that's what's exciting about our program.
The conference championships we're hosting again this year. Talk a little bit about that.
So yeah, our conference championship will be November 6th at Eldon Lyon. It's a little different course from in the past, but it would be a little bit more fan-friendly. The biggest thing about cross-country is you got to start training just to be a fan and run around the course and chase people. So it takes, but this course will be a little more fan-friendly. You'll be able to catch, finish, and start are around the same area, so you'll be able to watch some of the kids running. So definitely come out. If you've never been to a cross-country meet, it's probably a great opportunity to see some Olympians, some studs go out there and run.
So after cross-country, we'll move into the indoor track season. Give us kind of the lowdown of what to look for there.
So yeah, I think our in the past we've been obviously distance has been our big event. But I think moving in the future, what I'm excited about is really our ability to build our middle distance program, so we can be an all-around, all year-round competitive team. So I think I'm super excited about our indoor team with a little focus on those middle distance events, being able to be competitive across the board throughout the years, indoor track and outdoor track moving forward. So I think we have probably the best chance this year for a national championship might be indoor track. So that's another very exciting season for us.
All right, we're going to continue the theme on the personal side. Jim only hires people who can run, apparently. Because we've got another runner here. Talk about what you've done professionally.
So as a professional runner, I was sponsored by Under Armour and have competed in multiple U.S. championships, and I was a semi-finalist at the 2016 Rio Olympic trials. So, you know, once in my years, one of the things I guess that's different from the two guys over here is, as a runner, I've never ran a marathon. So those guys have, and I've never done that. But I am the 367 person to break the 4-minute mile barrier.
Anybody have questions?
I just have a comment. I just want to tell you that I really like your Instagram page. Because I get to see all your athletes, and I like it when they wear OCU stuff. So that's a great promoter of your sport.
Awesome. I mean, that's been one of the things that we've been focusing on, just kind of being visible in the community, and we're going to be doing a lot of different things. What, you know, my hope is to be visible and help out our community, because a lot of the kids that we're going to recruit are going to be from this area. So that's been a big push. So thank you.
Yeah. Tell what the Instagram page is.
It is OCU XCTF is the handle for that. So you can find it through that.
Mike.
How many track athletes do you have?
So our roster right now, competitive roster is 55 kids. So I've been working, trying to connect with everybody and make sure that everybody feels like, you know, it's got to be one team, and being able to do that. So we're very excited about that and continue to build it more.
Any other questions? All right, thanks, Greg. All right, hitting cleanup, and a little bit later you'll figure out why why he's smiling so big today, and he's hitting cleanup. We'll talk about that at the end. Our men's basketball coach, Mark Berokoff.
You want me to be on this side so that doesn't do something different? Go for it.
Just jump right in the background.
All right, background. I'm from Southern California. I've been in Oklahoma now 10 years. In terms of my coaching background, I think I've done everything. I've done high school, junior college, I coached at the Division I level, I've coached professionally, and then for the last 9 years I've been down the street, right there in Moore at Randall University. I had good success there. We played in 4 national title games and won 3 of them, and never thought I'd be in Oklahoma as a Southern California guy. I think 10 years ago, my wife, who's originally from Bethany, we were at Texas State at the time and knew we'd probably be needing a new job just because of my boss. And I said, how about Oklahoma? And she said, no, let's go back to Southern California. And I said, no, we'll go to Oklahoma, it'll be good. We'll be there a little bit. And then here we are, 10 years later.
Talk a little bit about your coaching style and what we'll see on the court this year. What kind of team?
You know, this is 24 years, 25 years I've been a coach now. And, you know, the longer you do it, I think the more you learn. You go from not knowing anything to kind of thinking you know everything to then you get to this point. Coaching style, you get asked that a lot. My coaching style, I think, is I'm a player-first coach. I let my guys have a lot of freedom. Not in the sense they just do whatever they want, but I want them to be relaxed on the court, to know it's okay to take the big shot, not to be worried about the coach getting mad at them for taking a big shot and missing. We've had a lot of success for me with coaching as just being a player-first coach and, I don't know, letting them express themselves. I don't know if that's the right word, but I'm not a real dictator and yell and screamer guy, if that's what you're going for.
I understand. So at Randall, you guys won 3 national championships, and you actually haven't been scared to play some of the teams in the Sooner Athletic Conference. Talk a little bit about the conference as it looks this year.
Yeah, I know the conference well. I mean, at Randall, we played all the time, the Sooner, and we played USAO, MACU, OCU, John Brown, so I know the conference well. I know how good it is. It's arguably the best conference in America, top to bottom. You're not going to have an easy night, and I think you can go from first place to 7th place on a Thursday, and then Saturday you can be back in first place. So it's very, very consistently very good. I think this will be an interesting year for the Sooner. There's a lot of new coaches. I was talking to one of the coaches, and he's like, this is the first time we haven't had all the same guys for a long time. But it's a very good conference. There's not an easy game in the conference.
You open up here pretty soon on the road, four straight road games. Are you kicking yourself for that?
Yeah, we were scheduling, whoever did the scheduling. We're going to go at the end of the month, McPherson and Bethel. Bethel's going to be a top 10 team in America, and that's who we open with. And then I got, probably lack of better judgment, we're going to go to the Montana Tech tournament. And then you see that we'll play Carroll College, who's going to be, I think could be top 5 in America. Montana Tech was picked 2nd in that conference, so they're going to be top 10. So yeah, I didn't do us any easy favors, but we'll find out if we are what we think we are, and we'll get tested early. So
a note on the schedule: October 29th, the women's team open up with Our Lady of the Lake, and then both teams will play on November 6th. That's our homecoming game. So hope everybody can come to that. Okay, last, he's smiling today because the Dodgers tied up the series last night 2-2. World's biggest Dodger fan. I think his pickup has 65 different LA references on there. But talk about your love of the LA teams and just growing up in Southern California.
Well, I'm a little disappointed. I'm not an ultra runner, marathon guy. I don't do track. I did track in 8th grade. Quick story, 8th grade, there was these qualifying things in Southern California, and I got to like the weakest qualifying. I was the high jump and the 400. And somehow I won these events. And it was a terrible section thing. So I get to the California State Championships as an 8th grader, and let me tell you, it was like 10,000 people there, and I was last in all of my events. It was like all these, it was terrible. But anyways, I'm not a runner, don't do marathons, but I am a huge Dodger fan from Southern California, like I said, and man, I don't miss a Dodger game. It's been 4 or 5 years. Dodger, TV, radio, won last night, big game on tomorrow. So if you're a Dodger fan, but yeah, I love the Dodgers.
The other night he said that he was able to watch some TV show because the Dodgers weren't playing and the Rams were done. So he could actually watch a different TV show.
Yeah, but gotta go Dodgers. So.
Anybody have questions for Coach? Paul.
I want to say I'm proud of you for having your team supports volleyball team. I'd like to see more. I don't want to speak as general, but I love it when the basketball players come, and some of them, are retrievers and ball boys. When each team supports the other. We're not here just for one sport. We're here for other sports. So I appreciate what you did, having your team there. It was fun to meet the new player from Cameroon and another player from Africa and so forth. But I just wanted to commend you on that and hope the other coaches will do the same.
Well, thank you, and I know our guys tried. We kind of got in a little bit of trouble, but we're okay. Yeah, we're trying our best. We're getting there. But I appreciate that very much.
It is, all of our teams do a good job of being there and working games for their fellow student athletes. Yeah.
Could you briefly talk about some of your players that you think could be, might excel?
Yeah, Rashaan Coleman, I think, is one of the better guards in the conference. I've known him for a couple years, just watching him from afar, and then talking to other coaches in the conference. I think he has a chance to be an all-conference player. Cory Conzemius is the leading returner in terms of scoring, average 14 a game. Eric Amadio, Mario Spence, Ellie Gomzi, Ryan Bird are all kind of in that 9-point per game to 7-point per game. So we have some good returners that you'll probably be familiar with if you watched any of the games last year or saw it on streamed. We brought 2 kids from Randall that just wanted to come and go to school here and play. We've got a kid from Richland College who's an all-conference player at Richland College, a junior college. and he was the leading scorer for them. They went to the national tournament. And we have a kid that will be second semester. I think that will change a lot of things for us. And a kid last name Claiborne came from Chicago, played at the University of Indianapolis, and I think he will make an immediate impact when he comes in the second semester.
Anyone else? All right, thanks, Coach.
All right, thank you.
All right, as usual, we do have some door prizes, so get your tickets out. Kelly, Kristen, will you help us do? We make you work.